I got a scholarship. That's what families post on social media in celebration. But what does that really mean? You know, if you're a Division I football player, a scholarship means that you're going to have the full cost of your tuition, your room, board, books, fees, and other living expenses all paid by the university. And that's a great deal for the football player, but not for the other students of the institution, because they're the ones paying higher tuition in order to provide the scholarship money for those athletes. You know, the sad joke is that students don't get free football tickets if they attend an SEC school. They're repaid for the cost of those tickets many times over by the higher tuition to support those athletes. At some schools now, they're providing the same level of free ride for academically top gifted students. And again, that's great for them. But what about the other students who really are the ones having to pay that cost? At Belhaven, we believe scholarships should be fair. You'll receive a scholarship based on your academic success of the past, your anticipated participation in the arts or other activities of Belhaven, your demonstration of your desire to be part of the Belhaven community, and most importantly, based on your family financial situation. It's important to know that while we have competitive athletic programs, we're an NCAA Division III school. And so none of our student athletes receive scholarships for playing sports. Their scholarships are based on the same standards as all other students. And I love that for our athletes, because then they play for the love of the sport. They're not playing for the dollars, and if life changes and they need to drop out of a sport, they can continue on with their education without missing a single beat when it comes to their financial package. Now, what's most important when you're considering the financial aid cost for college is not to focus on the size of the scholarship, but on the bottom line costs. You know, people might say, well, I got a $30,000 scholarship, but the cost to attend is $65,000, so you still have a bill of $35,000 you have to pay. Others may feel they can't brag because they only got a $15,000 scholarship and it doesn't sound as impressive to their friends. But if the cost of attending is $40,000 instead of $65,000, the cost you pay is $25,000 instead of $35,000. That's a savings of $40,000 on your degree. But along with scholarships you may earn from us, there's lots of other help available. There are state and federal government aids, and outside scholarships can be found if you're aggressive. You may qualify for a campus part-time job, which is really convenient. And at Belhaven, we give you an additional scholarship if you live on campus. Ask us or any school you're considering, what's the bottom line you need to pay after all the aid is awarded? That's a number that shows you the real cost of your degree. And if they won't give you that number, be extra careful. Speaking of being careful, I'd be cautious to ask hard questions of schools who have recently dramatically lowered their tuition costs. Tuition resetting is a current trend in higher education, but it can be almost a bait and switch. The school may make a big splash out of lowering the tuition dramatically, but the bottom line price students pay probably doesn't change. The university may cut the tuition $10,000, but if they cut the scholarships by the same amount, it makes nice headlines for the newspaper, but it usually doesn't save students any money. Paying for college can be one of the most confusing things because students don't pay the published price. And so don't fail to look at a school because you think their published price is too high. Push the financial aid counselor to tell you the bottom line of what you'll need to pay out of pocket and just how much you'll be borrowing. Those are the two numbers you need in hand before you can understand the real cost of higher education. Along with the admissions counselor, a caring financial aid professional can make all the difference in your financial planning for college. In an upcoming video, we'll talk about the important questions regarding student debt. And don't believe everything you read online. There's a lot more to the story, and I'll tell you about that in part 4 of this series. But next, I want to talk with you about important myths regarding college costs, things that people assume that are not true. I hope you'll follow along with me, and let's dig deeper into this question of the real cost of college.